Welcome back, everybody. It's your favorite play-by-play announcer, Michael Vesci, here for game number 2 of this doubleheader. It's 6:30. We're starting earlier than expected for this one. Joe Cristiano on the mound, and he delivers strike number 1 to Richmond. We are underway with game number 2. It's cold here. Grace Glasser's to my left with a blanket on. Jack Olson next to her with his jacket on. We're all bundled up here. I've got a ski mask on. 0-1 the count. We're going to have a fun game, too. 9 innings coming up here of baseball as Richmond hits that one into left field. That's going to fall in for a hit. Karen's going to go pick it up at the wall. In the second with a double is Richmond to lead off game number 2. Apologies, too, if you hear me choking a little in the next few minutes. I was eating snacks in between games, so if anything gets caught in my throat and there's any coughing, that's why. It's been a long day here at Post, full of action across all our spring sports, so we're still trying to catch up on a few things as well. Our men's tennis team just concluded, so we're working hard to get that up. If you haven't checked out the Robbie McGrain interview from earlier today, that's up on YouTube. That one's going to be bunted to the left side. Cristiano goes and picks it up, and safe at first is Nepper. Over to third is Richmond. And Dominican is in business early here in game number 2 with runners on the corners and nobody, that's what I was talking about, out against Christiana. If you've been joining us, you've been here since noon with men's lacrosse, and now you're finishing out your day with a nice healthy helping of Post University baseball. 16 innings of fun. We're in game number 2, which is 9 innings. Post is the home team again, because if you joined us for game number 1, you would see that they were not, as that's going to be runner getting into second there. I apologize. We heard some stuff coming from field level. There's been a lot of yelling from field level. It can get kind of distracting up here since we are so close to either side. So in the second is Nepper. Runners in scoring position now. That's a strike, and count moves to 1-1. Dominican nearly came back to win game number 2. Ever so slightly were unable to. Had runners on second and third with 2 outs, and the game was 4-3. And then Bowman, the freshman, came back with a strikeout to get out of the inning. Now Ty Gilligan at the dish with a 1-2 count. Seeing what he can do against Christiana here in the first inning. One-two count. Gilligan down on strikes, but he swung, so throwing over. I believe that is Brian Zweigbaum behind the plate for game number 2. Zweigbaum behind the plate. Number 30. For game number 2. So still second and third, 1 out now. And up to the plate comes Kettle Tucky. Kettle Tucky grounds it to second. Hunter Keller throws over to first. Richmond in the score. Dominican gets the game's first lead. Post is 3-11 on the year when their opponent scores first. Which we mentioned in game number 1 because they scored first in that affair. And it's outside for ball number 1. Popped in the air. Out to try and grab it is Keller. What a beautiful over-the-shoulder grab. And that'll end the inning. Hey, Kristen, we've got two Swoopy's top plays now for baseball in this one. Corchado game number one, and now Hunter Keller with the final out of the top of the first. Post trailing 1-0 though here on the Nest Network. All right, welcome back. Bottom of the first. Taking a look at everything because we're getting settled. Jedediah Trudeau, the freshman, is on the mound. Going to try and pull his stats up here. There's a lot to go through in this. 6 appearances, 4 games started, 1 win, 1 loss. 23 innings pitched, 26 hits, 14 runs, 10 of them earned, a 3.91 ERA. And he'll face pretty much the same lineup as game number 1. It's just Brian Zwigbom in for, no, Jimmy Brennan is DHing. Zwigbom is filling in where Jalen Kelly was in the lineup. Michael Pavelchak leading off the bottom of the first. Post trailing 1-0. He chops the first pitch over to short. Firing over to first is Nepper. Pavelchak retired. 1 pitch, 1 out. That'll bring Evan Cornwell to the plate. Looking to see what he can do against Trudeau. And first pitch swinging, it's over to Nepper at short. He throws over to first, and Cornwell retired. So 2 pitches, 2 outs. The post bench was not happy with that one, it seemed like. It was very bang-bang, hard to tell from up here. And Chris Corchado takes the first pitch for a strike, so that's the first pitch of the day that anybody's taken for post. Now Corchado chops it over, right over to Nepper. Nepper's not going to be able to grab that one, and then recovers and fires. See how that one is ruled. Corchado on first with 2 outs. It's in a little bit of an awkward spot. Nepper had the charge, but, I mean, when he bobbled it, Corchado was not maybe more than halfway up the line. So you got to think without the bobble, that would have been a routine play. And then high to Jimmy Brennan, 1-0. Brennan chops it back to the mound. Trudeau fires over to first, and that'll do it for the first. So really quick 5-pitch inning for Trudeau. Dominican leads 1-0 after 1. We're back here, top of the second, 1-0. Post is trailing. Maya at the plate, Jaden Maya. Again, apologies if I'm pronouncing any of these names wrong. We don't have a guide to go by in this one from Dominican on the roster page. And Maya first pitch swinging. Keller over to first. Everybody is going really quick in terms of hitting so far. These last 4 batters, I believe, have looked at 1 pitch total. Perhaps they're hungry, too, and want a quick bite to eat, so they're blasting through as quick as possible. That one's in there for a strike to Coppola. And we got a Yahtzee on the scoreboard. The at-bats at 11, balls, strikes, 1-1, and 1 out. First Yahtzee of the year here from Municipal. That one's in the dirt, 2-1. On deck, Anthony Negro. He's doing the catching today in game number 2. He's listed as a pitcher. That was in there for a strike to Coppola. 3-2 the count. That one's low and in the dirt, so Coppola will be on first with Anthony Negro coming to the plate. Negro did not play in game number 1. That one's low for a ball. 1-0 the count. Having some internet issues, too, so if you're following along with the live stats that are a little bit behind, that's what I'm following along with. And they're coming in and out from time to time due to the internet connections that we have here. So if I seem a little delayed with anything I'm broadcasting over, that is why. Negro swings and misses. Going over to second, trying to steal is... I'm really confused as to what happened there. So... all right. So Coppola's caught stealing, but in a very weird turn of events, the first base umpire looked to the home plate umpire for the out call and then made the call himself. Usually that's just the first base ump's call the entire way, which is why I was very confused as to why things transpired the way they did. But nonetheless, it's an out. And you saw some of the post players question, too, why nothing was called. Negro in the center field, diving for it was Gill. He can't get there. Negro will be standing up with a double, which will bring Ryan Bongiorno to the plate, the number 9 hitter. Yeah, I'm really not sure what happened. And again, if you joined us for Game 1, there was a few moments where I had a moment of pause because I was very confused at what this umpiring crew was doing. And that was another one of them. You had the foul ball in game number 1. You had the whole time situation where Leak was checking over at first. And then you just had that right there where the first base ump was signaling for the home plate ump to make a call. Joe Christiana, Hunter Keller, and Evan Cornwell were also all looking towards the ump for a call, and it took a split second there to figure out if it was going to be safe or out until they finally called him out. But that's the way the cookie crumbles, and there's 2 away here with a runner on second and Negro, and Bongiorno at the dish with a chance to extend Dominican's lead. He's behind in the count 1-2 right now. 3 hits so far for Dominican. That hit by Corchado, that ball hit by Corchado on the infield in the first inning was ruled a hit. Christiana deals. It was high, and the first base umpire says, no, he didn't go, and in the process of putting his arms up, his hat went flying off. It is getting windier here. I can actually see it with the baggy pants that the umpires are wearing. You can see that it's blowing around. And that pitch is blowing by Bongiorno. As Christiana gets out of the inning, no runs, 1-0 Dominican. We head to the bottom of the second. DJ Karen leading off the bottom of the second. As the Eagles look to get on the scoreboard here, trailing 1-0 after an inning and a half of play. That one's outside for ball 1 to Karen. Trudeau had a near perfect first inning in terms of pitches thrown. I believe, if I remember correctly, 5 pitches in the first inning. That was low for a ball. Yeah, Trudeau had 6 pitches coming into this inning. Fouled off to the right, 1-2. That one's inside to Karen. Count moves to 3-1. Karen lifts that one into center field. Going back to grab it. Oh, man, we've seen this before. Kettle Tucky not able to corral it. So that happened in game number 1, too. That's why I said we've seen this one before. In game number 1, Smith in right field, who is not playing in game number 2. On Jalen Kelly's fly ball, had a similar thing happen to him where the ball got lost. And again, I mentioned the wind. Yeah, the wind is blowing out left to right still, and that's exactly what happened yet again there. So Kettle Tucky gets lost, and it leads to a leadoff double. And like I said, we've seen this one before, but we did like the ending of it because it ended up resulting in a run for Post. All you Taylor Swift fans out there, that one was for you. Fouled off by Rivera. Count is 0-2. So Karen with the leadoff double to center. And Rivera, let's see if he can get the go-ahead run, the game-tying run home. He's going to go down on strikes. I think he was a little confused at first, too. Everybody in game number 2 is wearing a I don't know if they're technically called a ski mask, but is wearing some form of a face covering in the field. Not for Dominican, half their team is uncovered, but most of Post has some sort of face covering to help shield themselves from the wind. As Hunter Keller down in the count 0-1, and then that one's lost by Negro, but not going anywhere is Karen at second. One count. Outside to Keller, 2-1. Post has started the year 6-1 in conference play. After losing game 2 of a doubleheader to Felicia, narrowly escaped with winning game number 1. Trudeau throws that one. That looked like a fastball, and they're going to say Keller didn't go, so he'll step back in with a 3-1 count. Heavily in his favor now. Trudeau ready. And that one is low for a ball, so down to first will go Karen. That'll bring Brian Zwigbaum to the plate. I believe this is the first time we've seen Zwigbaum start a game at Municipal this year. He steps in and takes pitch number 1 for a strike. 0-1 the count. A golden opportunity here for the Eagles to get a run in with first and second and 1 out. That one's outside for a ball. 1-1 the count. First and second here for Zwigbaum. That one's outside for a ball. Count moves to 2-1. Chilly afternoon. The temperature is dropping as the lights come on, and the Stars are out on Municipal Stadium's field right now from Post and Dominican. Chopper from Zwigbon back to Trudeau. He throws over to second for one, on to first, and run's going to score. So I think I don't know where the ball went. I think I don't have the vantage point on the first base line. I'm pretty sure that ball went out of play. So that'll go down as a fielder's choice and should be an error on the shortstop to advance him to second. Now, because the runner was at second, that's not going to be an RBI. So no RBI to Zwigbom because that should not have resulted in a run to begin with. So Zwigbom reaches on a fielder's choice. The tying run scores, but is not awarded to Zwigbom for an RBI because of how it transpired on an error. On an E6. That one's low for a ball. Want to know the count? Inside for a ball, and the count moves to 2-0. So Trudeau running into a little bit of trouble in this inning. Again, both teams, it's their third game in 2 days, so for Post, advantage right now is in the pitching because of they haven't had to use really many arms. That one's lifted in the air by Gil. Maya makes the catch. That ends the inning. So Post ties the game up at 1. Head to third. 1-1. Tyler Richmond leading it off here in the third inning. Again, this will be a 9-inning game. Richmond led off last game with a hit, so he's 1 for 1. His double helped score the run for Dominican on Nepper's. That one's popped into foul territory. Pavelchak, I can't see. Looks like he did make the catch. Yeah, he made the catch in the corner, the part of the park I can't see from my vantage point up here. Right near the bullpen, the Dominican bullpen. Like I was saying, Richmond got on with a double. Nepper got on with an infield single, and then the run eventually came home on the ground out by Kettle Tucky. That one's grounded over to the right side through the hole. It's a base hit for Nepper, with 1 out and Gilligan coming to the plate. Coach Skold readying the defense for wheels at first base, indicating that Knepper is a threat to steal. 1-1 game. Again, post one game, 1-4-3. 4 hits already for Dominican in this one. Was low for a ball. Count 1-0. Christiana checking on the runner yet again in Knepper. Nothing doing there. That one's off the play for a ball, and the late steal by by Knepper. He's in safe as Zwigbaum wasn't anticipating it. 2-0 count coming. And somebody just yelled, "Wake up," from the left side of the field, from the post bench. Couldn't see who. Everybody's in the dugout. Very interesting. The dugouts here at Municipal Stadium are 360 covered other than the stairwells on either side. They have cages in front of them, essentially. So you're kind of like in a box. So no foul balls are going in unless you're down the first base line like the post players are on the outside of it where you can stand. And same with the Dominican players on the right side, just outside of the dugout. But otherwise, if you're in the dugout, you're pretty safe to eat your orange slices or drink your Gatorade or whatever you got down there, chew your gum, without fear of a foul ball coming in your direction. As Gilligan takes down for a strike, and the count moves to 3-2. Chopped over to Cornwell. He makes a nice dive. He's going to try and get the force at third. No. Very close play, but Knepper slides in just ahead of it. Very heads-up play by Cornwell. That will not go down as a hit. That's a fielder's choice. So because Cornwell went to third with it, you can't automatically assume that the runner was going to reach first safely. Therefore, it's a fielder's choice. Runner advances to third here in the third inning. So runners on the corners now for Dominican. Chance to take the lead. As Kettle Tucky to the plate, who has the lone RBI of the day for Dominican. So far, they're going to cash in on 1, 2, maybe even 3 more. Christiana checks on the runner over at first. He gets back in safely with no problem. That one's fouled off to the left. So the count 1-1. Again, depending on how things shape up in game number 2, we'll try and get an interview as well with Jake Bowman, who had the save, in game number 1. Kendall Tucky up the middle. Cornwell steps on second. No, actually, he flipped over to Keller. Keller went over to first to Corchado. Kettle Tucky reaches first on the fielder's choice. Run scores, so Kettle Tucky's got his second RBI of the game. It's 2-1 Dominican again here in the top of the third. Christiana paints the corner of the plate with that one for a strike to Chisankrum. Jake Chisankrum came into game number 1 from Chula Vista, California, the freshman. Just past 7 o'clock here. At Municipal, the sun's starting to set. We can't see the sun, but we can see it shining on the trees in the back. You might be able to see it a little bit on your screen. It's a little bit far out. The sun's setting over the horizon on another beautiful day of post-athletics That one swung on and missed by Chisongum, but it gets away from Zwigbomb, and now it's going to get into right field, and the runner's going to go to third. So that's going to go down as a dropped third strike. Runner reaches safely at first, and then it's an E2 that gets the runner over to third. And the inning will continue. So Cristiano will have to get, technically, in a sense, 4 outs this inning. It was Kettle Tucky advancing to third. Maya at the plate. Jaden Maya. That one's in the dirt. Again, Zwigbomb hasn't had a start in quite some time behind the plate. And again, with this many games all at once, you don't want to force Jimmy Brennan to have to play too many games in a row behind the plate, because it does do a lot of wear and tear on you, especially for how many games that they have and a big doubleheader tomorrow. Christiana, a nice pitch that broke back over towards the plate, and it's going to miss. Christiana kind of staring down the home plate umpire there after the no call. 2-0 count. Gets in there for a strike, and the count moves to 2-1. Christiana trying to get out of some trouble here. That one's over the plate for a strike, and the count moves to 2-2. Two swung on a miss by Maya. Post gets out of the inning. Cristiano with the big strikeout there. He actually gets 2 strikeouts technically this inning. Headed to the bottom of the third. Post trailing 2-1. Back here at Municipal, we're getting ready for Michael Pavelchak to the plate in the bottom of the third. Eagles trailing 2-1 after the fielder's choice in the top half of the inning scored a run for Dominican. It's in there for a strike. 0-1 the count. Pavelchak waits for that one, and it's outside for a ball. 1-1. Working quickly is Trudeau. That one's low for a ball. Now Pavelchak jumps on that one, and that one falls into left field. It's a base hit. So Pavelchak leads off the inning with a single. The Eagles looking to make some noise with the top of the lineup. Evan Cornwell, who's made a few nice stops at short today. Up with the dish. Cornwell jumps on the first pitch, fouls that one off to the left. He's behind in the count 0-1. Checking on the runner over at at first. Twice now is Trudeau. Sliding back in safely is Pavelchak. That one's lined into right field. It's a base hit for Cornwell. Pavelchak will move up to second. Maya throwing in. And now it's first and second. With no one out. Low for a ball to Chris Corchado, who had 3 RBIs in game number 1. The 1-0 count now. Corchado is even at 1-1. Eagles trailing 2-1 in this one. Rounding out a day of 5 different games that have happened either on campus or off campus for Post. So far, Post Athletics 2 for 2 and 2 on the day. A historic win for men's lacrosse at home against Holy Family. A game 1 victory here, and then the Holy Family softball team swept the Post softball team earlier today in 5 and 9 innings in that doubleheader. Chopped back to Trudeau. He's going to take the sure out at first. One away. Runners advance to second and third. It pretty much works as a sacrifice to get the runners into scoring position with only 1 out. Now a chance to tie it up on a sac fly if you're Jimmy Brennan, who also with that sac fly. Let me get my notes again just to make sure I get the facts correct here. Jimmy Brennan with the RBI here would pass Robert Olaf for the most RBIs in program history. He is already first in runs scored. Coming into the day at 122, passing Dan Luisi. That pitch is high for a ball. Count out 1-1. Low for ball 2, so Brennan in the driver's seat now with a 2-1 count. That one's going to be lined into left field, and it's dropped. It was kind of sinking. Brennan's going to get in the second. We'll see how that one's scored. It was immediately put up as an error on the scoreboard in left field, but they're not the official scorers, so we'll wait until we get confirmation from the official scorers up here. who are currently consulting. That will go down as an error. So that will not be the all-time record for most career RBIs for Brennan, as the run scores on an error because of the line drive that was dropped by Richmond out there. But it does tie the game up at 2. That one's fouled off, and that's a strike, so 2-1 the count. That one's flied into right field, and that will be caught by Maya, but it's a sac fly as the run comes in to score. Post leads 3-2 now. That won't count towards Trudeau because it should have been the third out of the inning. And Post now gets 2 runs back in the third after the one from the Chargers. That one's lined into right field now, and Maya's not going to be able to grab that one. It's a base hit. Run is going to come in and score. The tag from Negro not in time. Jimmy Brennan scores. And it is now 4-2 Post on the RBI single from Justin Rivera. Now Hunter Keller will see if he can keep the good times rolling for Post here in the third inning. Again, more yelling coming from downstairs. I can't quite understand what it is with the headset on, but that one's chopped over to third. Tough play to make for Coppola, but he does, and the side retired. 4-2 Post. We're through 3. And we're back here with the fourth inning. Leading off is Coppola, and in the hole with me is Grace Glassrud.
Good to be back.
Joining me for the fourth inning of this stellar doubleheader. We can't get through it all by ourselves. It takes teamwork, as Bianca Stiles put it, to make the dream work.
It really does.
Yeah, and that's what we've had to do today, as we are literally doing it all, as that was strike 3. Coppola down on strikes. And 1 down. I'll bring Anthony Negro to the plate. One gone here. That one's outside for a ball. Count moves to 1-0. Grace, between now and last week when we did this together, have you learned anything new about baseball that you'd like to share with our Post fans after this pop-up that is going to be caught by Corchado to make it the second out of the inning?
I don't think I have learned anything new. At least not anything rememberable.
What about today?
The difference between throwing error and a field error a little bit. But I don't really remember the difference.
Well, we've already got several on the scoreboard, so we may see another one, and we can work that out should that come about. That pitch is in there for a strike, so they count 0-1. And now that one's flied into left field, and it's going to be caught by DJ Karen. So as quick as Grace comes on, we go off to the bottom of the fourth for 2 Post. Brian Zwigbaum leading off the bottom of the fourth. And we're ready to get the party started here in the booth as we are in an inning 11 of this game. As that one's chopped down the left field line, and hey, we're getting the party started with a double by Brian Zwigbaum as he's rolling into second safely, standing up. Post with a chance to make some noise here in the early part of the inning as he leads off with a double into the left field corner.
What a fun last name to get the party started. That's all I gotta say.
Feel free to add your 2 cents whenever you want.
Oh, there's a lot of 2 cents.
If there's a lot of 2 cents, then how much would it make in terms of cash?
If I had a penny for every time that happened, I'd have 2 pennies.
And a broken phone. You might need the. Oh, no, that's your tumbler.
It's my Starbucks cup. You know, those things aren't cheap.
You might need those pennies then for a new one if you drop it again. 0-1 is popped in the air. I lost it in the sky. And it's over at short. And that's put away by Nepper over there at short. Live stats froze for a moment. Michael Pavelchak now coming to the plate. Looking at this, the sun is set now. I'm looking at the screen for the weather, and it says currently it feels colder.
That's one way to put it. How much colder?
It just says feels colder on my screen. That pitch is low for a ball to Pavelchak. Again, runner on second is a Zwigbaum with that leadoff double. That one's lined to left field. Foul out of play. Pavelchak with a good hack there, and the count moves to 1-1. Sun has pretty much fully set now. Lights are on here at Municipal. Post leading 4-2. Everything going well so far as the Eagles have scored 4 of the last 5 runs that have been put on the scoreboard over the last 3 innings. The big 3 spot in the last inning. Again, they won game 1 4-3. They've won the first 2 against Dominican of the 3-game set. That one swung and a miss by Pavlicek. Count moves to 2-2. So far, 4 left on base for Dominican, 3 left on base for Post, and time called for by Pavlicek. Two-two, fired into the dirt. Negro can't find it, and Trudeau did. So the runner's going to end up moving to third on the wild pitch. 3-2 count now coming.
Smart play by the runner there.
Yeah, as the Wigbaum gets over to third, now he's in scoring position for a... Grace, what's the best way if you're going to get an out to score a run here?
Hold up, what?
Sacrifice fly. I wanted to see if you knew that.
The wording just confused me so much.
3-2 count again. Infield in, Pavlicek's going to walk, so that now sets up the potential double play as Evan Cornwell comes to the dish. We'll take a quick look at the CACC games. I know we went through them earlier, and they looked more like football scores, honestly, with the amount of scoring that was going on with them. So we'll see what changed in the meantime since then. And load him up here in a moment. Cornwell's going to chop that off of his foot or leg, and that'll be a foul ball. And that cannot feel good in the cold weather. Grace, does the puck ever hurt when it's coming at you? And, well, of course it probably does because it's a puck. But when it's cold...
If it hits you just right in the glove and your fingers are cold, yeah, it can hurt. I call them stingers. But they don't really get to the toes like they do for players, so.
Cornwell behind in the count 0-2. All right, so we've got final scores. Felician 11-1 and 7 in game 1 against Caldwell. 30-3 Bridgeport over Bloomfield in 7. That pitch is high for a ball. 10-4 Holy Family over Wilmington in game 1. 23-9 Jefferson over Chestnut Hill, and then 16-3 Jefferson over Chestnut Hill. Felician 8-0 over Caldwell. Bridgeport 25-0 over Bloomfield. 2-1 Wilmington in 9 innings, and then our game just went 4-3 in 7 innings, as moving up to second is Pavlicek on the pitch that went a little wild there. And now this is the final game of the day, 4-2. Bottom 4 of the 9-inning game. Chop foul by Cornwell. He stays alive. And we'll do it again here. Low and in the dirt, count moves full. So the double play not in order anymore for Trudeau, at least with force outs. So a walk isn't the worst thing in the world, but it does bring up Jimmy Brennan. So that's the only thing to make note of there. Cornwell on the ground to the right side. Foul. And we'll do it again. Corners in on the grass to try and get a play at home. Middle infield shaded back. Cornwell on the ground to the left side, and getting over to grab it is Coppola, and his throw goes wide and goes to the back of the fence. 2 runs are going to come in. It's going to be a 6-2 game. Runner safe at first. Again, we'll wait to see how that one is scored. Chris Corchado now will come up with the 2 runs in, and it's a 1-out situation here for Trudeau, as we're still waiting to see on that as that pitch is outside for a ball. Grace, what would you rule that? A hit or an error?
I'd say it was an error on the throw, but like the hit was fine. I'd say error. I don't know.
Yeah, our official scoring crew has ruled it a throwing error.
Yeah.
So 1 run scores unearned. The next run scores, it's ruled an RBI. So they do get a run batted in for that. It's almost like scoring a goal, if you want to put a hockey equivalent to it.
I mean, I don't know what that feels like, so.
Never? Not once?
When I was like 12, yeah. But
Okay,
that's
so you
it.
know.
Nah.
Corchado now at the 2-2 count. So 3 errors for Dominican so far, 1 for Post, 4 total in the game. Chopped to the left side, foul. The count moves to 2-1. Excuse me, 2-2. "43 degrees. Clouds have kind of broken. I don't think it's going to be much warmer for tomorrow's doubleheader. I believe it's supposed to be in the mid-50s. Grace, do you want to check the weather forecast for Waterbury tomorrow? That one's chopped by Corchado. Trudeau picks it up, fires to second, over to first, and it's a double play to end the inning. So Post gets 2 runs in. We'll get you the weather report at the middle of the 5th inning. Excuse me, at the top of the 5th when we come back from this break. 6-2 Post. We're back, and Grace has the weather report for us now.
All right, so tomorrow it is supposed to be a high of 49, low of 33, but very cloudy.
Yikes.
UV index for Jack it's supposed to be 3.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know, after our softball doubleheader last Friday, our graduate assistant, Jack Olson, who was on computer all day, got heavily burned. It was only like 45, 50 degrees. But his entire face was red. It looked like a face mask. For those of you who played Super Mario 2, it looked like one of those face masks that was on the wall that would chase you around.
I wish I could go back and see what the UV index was last week then.
Jack found that one funny.
This selfie angle, too.
1 ball, 2 strikes. No outs here. Joe Cristiano still on the mound, now working with a 4-run lead. Richmond lifts that one into right field, but Keller's going to go over and grab it for the first out of the inning. As we're approaching the halfway point of this one, Grace is losing it next to me.
I'm making fun of the selfie angle that Jack showed me of his sunburn.
You could have loaded it on the stream, too.
Should have. Should have called him out right there.
0-1 count to Nepper. Now 0-2. He's 2 for 2 on the day. He got 2 hits, 2 stolen bases, and he's scored once. Again, the internet is working a little bit slower than normal, so
it's kind of cold, probably.
That too. So if there's any issues with the speed of the stream or anything, or with the way I'm speaking, it's mostly because the stats are not updating as quickly due to that. Pitch is outside for a ball. It counts 1-2 with 1 out here in the inning. That one's chopped over to short. Cornwell fires over. And he's put away. Nepper for the second out, and that'll bring up Ty Gilligan. A big shout out to the 5 people watching on YouTube right now. And there are a few other people watching live. According to this, it says like 87 people. I don't know if that's entirely accurate, but that one's flown out into left field. It'll get out of play. I do have the analytics pulled up right in front of me. Yeah, according to this, there's about 80-something people watching.
Oh,
shout out to you who are watching on your Roku sticks.
Yeah, you can actually see how they're watching.
Yeah, it does a breakdown of everything. So there's a lot of people watching us on their iOS Safari devices, all 48 of you. Don't worry, we don't know like who you are. We just know that you're watching us right now. Top of the 5th, 1-2 count, 2 outs. Gilligan at the plate. Cristiano's got him looking for strike 3. That'll end the top of the 5th inning, but we're not going to end it here. Grace, I didn't tell you. We have a surprise for you.
Oh, gosh.
Jack, you want to turn the camera around?
Oh, my gosh.
For those of you who didn't know, this week was Grace's birthday. So, Grace, on behalf of everybody here, where did I put it? On behalf of everybody in the Athletic Communications Department, here's a card. It's also from Swoopy, too.
Ooh.
Yes.
Where's Swoopy jumping out?
He's not.
Here's. Thank you.
Yeah, so it was Grace's birthday this past week, so that was our project this morning in the office.
I got a nice text with a little animated balloon or hand-drawn balloons from you on
This is true,
Thursday,
too. Yes, we made sure to send that also. But then we made a card this morning in the office.
Appreciate it. I'm gonna put it with all my other cards.
I told you we're always full of surprises. Hi, Hannah Saunders. Hannah Saunders is watching us, the women's ice hockey goalie.
Oh yeah.
But yes, we always have some sort of surprise on these broadcasts that I do to keep things entertaining and fresh. As we're ready, that killed enough time for Trudeau to go through his warm-up pitches and get ready to start the bottom of the 5th inning with Post leading 6-2. Now you're going to have your parents watch that. They watched the trivia, and now they're going to have to go back and watch that because I didn't tell you that was coming either.
Yeah, my dad has nothing better to do, so. And then he'll hear me say it when he watches it back, and he'll be like, true. I was just online shopping.
First pitch to Jimmy Brennan outside for a ball. Is he currently in Arizona?
Yeah, he's there for until my graduation next month. So
Pitches low for a ball, 2-0 to Brennan. So he's probably just getting out of work right now.
my dad doesn't work.
Oh, okay. Never mind then.
My dad's been happily retired for almost 10 years.
Wow.
Yeah. He's only 60. Yeah, he's turning 60 next month.
We're getting the inside scoop on everybody here. If you didn't just hear Jack, he said we'll have to make Mr. Glassroot a card too.
I'll get good photos of him for you guys.
2-2 count to Jimmy Brennan coming here. And that one's low for a ball, so the count moves to 3-2. 6-2 ball game here in the bottom of the fifth. If you're just joining us, Post won game one 4-3. Their softball team earlier today was swept in their doubleheader on the road. Tennis lost 6-1 at home. Men's lacrosse won at home as that one's chopped into the gap. That was going to be a tough play for the shortstop, Nepper. Excuse me. Got to think Jimmy Brennan will get a hit for that. That was going to be a deep throw for him to make. Then DJ Karen will come to the plate. Yeah, that will go down as a single to the shortstop. So Jimmy Brennan on base with a single. Grace, do you agree?
With what?
With the call? Grace, were you not watching?
No, I wasn't. I'm texting Hannah Saunders right now. Had to send her a selfie. Had to let my parents know what I was doing as well.
Does Hannah want to come down to Municipal and join?
She's here at a lot of the games for number 19, I think, Noah Connor. So you never know. Could get her on the. Could get her up here.
2-4-3 for Dominican, 6-7-1 for Post. That one's lined up the middle, and that'll be 6-8-1 for Post now with that single by DJ Karen. Over to third goes Brennan. And now there's runners on the corners with nobody out here to start the fifth. Keep in mind, too, if they can make this a 10-run game, it would end after 7. Grace is pumping her fist in the air in hopes of that.
And the music's pretty good right now. This is a good song.
I can't hear it.
I have one ear out.
I don't. I have one ear out, but not by choice. I'm definite. I don't see a Hannah Saunders in the stands. That's unfortunate.
Not. It's because she's watching live stream, of course.
On her iOS Safari device. That one's popped into right field, and it's been an adventure for the outfielders today. I don't think that was caught, though. Was it caught? Yeah, that was caught by Maya. I don't know how. I thought that one dropped in there. So the run ends up scoring on a very wonky sacrifice fly. And it's 7-2 Post now here in the bottom of the fifth inning. So Post has scored in each of the last 4 innings now, after trailing 2-1. What do they say about a 5-goal lead in hockey, since you said the 2-goal was the most dangerous?
Well, what I'd say is pull the goalie.
Pull the goalie of the winning team or the losing team?
All of the above.
Oh, okay.
You know, if we were up by 5 goals, I'd probably say, throw the backup in. I don't want to get hurt.
Throw Saunders
unless, you know, I was getting a shutout, like I still haven't been scored on yet, then keep me in, but gotta share. I got some bad hips. Gotta share the love. Gotta share the net sometimes.
1-1 count. Keller up. He's 0 for 1 on the day. Trudeau's still in there pitching. Grace, you can probably see the bullpen better than I can. Is there anybody down there?
Just standing.
Yeah, so no one's on the mounds throwing. I can't see it from where I am. It's blocked by the wall.
Yeah, I just see people standing. Oh, he's getting ready to throw.
All right, so somebody is getting ready to throw. We can't get a number.
Nope.
But somebody getting loose for Dominican, as that one's going to be fouled off by Keller off the roof of the dugout and back onto the field. 1-2 the count. We're starting to hit the month of April, and it still feels like winter.
This is not winter.
Well, for us New Englanders, it somewhat is. I know Minnesota, this is like spring.
This is the fall. The start to winter feeling. Yeah, what is it back home? 55.
So it's warmer there than it is here.
Oh, yeah.
It's only 43 right now.
Oh, at my cabin, it's 50 degrees right now and sunny.
Fouled off behind the plate. Keller staying tough at 2-2. Trudeau delivers, swung on and missed. He's out swinging, and then throw down to second, and DJ Karen thrown out stealing. So Post gets another run. It's 7-2 after 5 here on the Nest Network. We're back here. 6th inning. 7-2. Post leading. And Kettle Tucky steps in. Davin Kettle Tucky 0 for 2 in game number 2. Post leading by 5 here in the 6th. Looking to sweep the 3-game set from Dominican. As we round out the day here, 3-0 count. Christiana gets that one back over the plate for a strike. Christiana's looked very good so far in his start. He's settled in as the game's gone on. Don't you think so, Grace?
Yes.
I was sorry I missed the count moves the 3-2. Grace has been really heavily invested in this this affair.
Someone's got to be here for the entertainment, and someone's got to be here for the facts.
This is true.
Yeah. I can sometimes multitask listening to people. And Jack just hit his head on the camera.
Popped up behind the plate, so Wigbaum drops it. So Zwigbaum drops the foul ball. That should go down as an error. That'd be a dropped foul ball. It'll give Kettle Tucky another chance at getting on base.
What a fun last name.
I think I'm going to mispronounce it because I don't remember the second part of it. And so that's why I keep pausing to make sure. And he'll walk, so after the drop foul, Kettle Tucky's going to get on with a walk, and that'll bring up Jake Chisongrum to the plate. We're all doing a little bit of multitasking today.
Oh, yeah. It's one of those days.
For those who don't know, as I've been commenting as that one's in there for a strike, we've also been uploading tennis box scores and photos to our website, giving you all the content you need at the Post University website.
Simple plug right there.
Yeah, follow us on Go Post Eagles. Make sure to like
on
all
our
our
socials.
all socials.
YouTube.
Post Eagles, yes.
Yeah.
We're closing in on 1,000 subscribers in our first year streaming on YouTube. So if you're listening to us on the CACC network, head on over to YouTube and subscribe to us. That one's popped into center field, and Gill gets the first out of the inning with that fly ball. Jaden Maya to the plate now. Again, we've got plenty of action tomorrow for you. 2 more softball and baseball games here at home as that one's fouled off. Goldie Beacom here for a matchup against Post for baseball. And Jefferson Senior Day for softball. Starting also at 1. Ceremony before that, which Grace will be taking photos for us at.
Yes.
That one's fouled off, and Jack will be recording that. So if anybody didn't know their tasks for tomorrow, now we know our our assignments for tomorrow.
Full rain of a lot of photos before the game, maybe not as many during.
Probably. That's usually how senior day goes.
Yeah.
I think for your senior day, we didn't have too many after the senior stuff. As that one is in there for a strike. And down goes Maya for the second out of the inning. Joseph Capola now comes to the dish with 2 outs, runner on first. Dominican trailing still by 5. Swung on and missed by Capola. 0-1 the count. Like I mentioned, we've got plenty of action all week long. Oh, I forgot. Men's golf is also on the road in North Carolina, which Grace was in North Carolina this week, too. South Carolina. Right. Yeah. Myrtle Beach is in South Carolina.
Yeah.
Chopper back up the middle. Wow, nice snag by Christiana. We'll hear more about her trip after the break as down goes Dominican, 7-2. Bottom 6 coming up. Brian Zawigbaum coming to the dish in the bottom of the sixth. I don't know why I almost said the fourth. The sixth. And Grace is going to tell us a little bit about her South Carolina trip. What sights did you get to see at Myrtle Beach?
My brother Tanner and I, we just walked on the beach and tanned. So we saw the ocean. We saw the boardwalk that's famous down there. We went into an antique store and we bought my dad a gnome for his birthday coming up next month.
Well, Grace, if he watches this now, he's going to know what you bought him.
Oh! Well, he doesn't know what the gnome looks like.
Oh. Just tell him not to watch the sixth inning. If he goes back, just tell him don't watch the sixth, as the Wigbaum got out of the way of that one. It's a 3-0 count.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, you didn't think about that. We're live in all... I think we're technically live internationally, too, because I know a lot of our international students want to tune in. Isaiah Maines is on the mound, too, by the way. The sophomore is pitching for Dominican. So Wigbaum fouls that one off, and now it's a 3-2 count. I'll see if I can get his numbers right here. He's appeared in 2 games, 2 innings, and he's given up 1 hit. So not much work for him so far in the early going of this year. How warm was it down in South Carolina?
It was 70, like mid-high 70s, UV index of 8. So it was pretty nice. Not very windy.
So the opposite of what it is here right now as the Wigbaum walks down to first.
Pretty much the opposite, yeah.
And Danny Gill will come to the plate.
It'll be sunny on Monday, so maybe go golfing. Yeah.
You golf?
Oh, I golf. I think every hockey player golfs. Like, low-key.
We learn something new every day. You didn't want to play? Oh, no, you can't because your season lasts.
I did play
September. That's right.
Golf in high school for technically only 1 season. I did not enjoy it.
Gill grounds that one through the left hole, and that's going to be a base hit. So the runners move up a base. First and second now here in the bottom of the 6th, and something brewing yet again for Dominican in this inning, who had a lot of changes. I'm just looking at the play-by-play because I couldn't see them. So you've got – it's going to take me a while to find these names on the sheet. So Bassett is now at shortstop for Nepper. Josh Harrison, the freshman, not to be confused with the major leaguer Josh Harrison, from Frankfurt, Germany, is now playing at third. Can't find his first. Zoen Collins is now at first base. And then Jeremiah Deonta, who played in game 1, is at second. And then, again, apologies if I mispronounced the last name, Christian Fils-Ame is in center field for Kendall Tucky. So pretty much a lot of changes here, and then Maines on the mound to pitch. It's a lot of movement. Pavelchak at the dish. 3-0 count from Maines coming here. Again, we're not there yet, but it is a 5-run game right now. If Post were to tack on 5 more, Dominican would have their last ups in the top of the 7th. Count's now 3-1. Joe Christiana, after running into some trouble early, has looked really good on the mound for Post. In his 6 innings of work, Pavelchak was looking to bunt, and instead he'll walk down to first with a walk. And now bases will be loaded with nobody out still here. In the heart of the lineup coming up, Evan Cornwell comes to the dish with the bases loaded. Have you ever golfed at the country club, the Watertown one that they?
No.
No, that one's fouled back.
I go for the Hop Brook. It's right down the street.
Oh, okay, I know where that is.
I'm one of those people that, I can't sit through 18 holes. I sometimes take the option on 2 holes out of the 9. Depends on how I'm feeling that day or how good I'm doing.
So you play 17.
No,
Or, sorry, 16.
7. I can't
7?
do 18.
Oh.
I only do 9, and then sometimes I take the option within those 9.
So 7.
Probably. Like on average, I've probably played 7.
Can you get through 18 holes of mini golf?
Yeah.
Are you good at mini golf since you golf?
You know, I'm actually kind of gross at mini golf. I've gotten quite a few hole-in-ones. I know a few places out here that I've been to. There's one in Southington. Sick. Had a little waterfall in it.
2-2 count to Cornwell will be coming here from Mainz. Do you think it would be harder for a hockey player to be able to putt or easier considering they're used to winding up? Cornwell lines that one into right field, and diving for it is Maya. He makes the grab. Runner's going to tag and score, so that'll be a sacrifice fly for Cornwell. First out of the inning, it's 8-2 Post.
I don't know because for me, it's regular golf. I always want to like kill the ball, hit it as hard as possible. But I think a lot of hockey players, like guys on the hockey team, they know how to control it pretty good. And then in mini golf, you know, it's just about what the hill's looking like, what the obstacles look like, on how hard you gotta hit it. Not good at iMessage mini golf though.
I've never done that.
It's not that fun. I'm not gonna lie.
I've done the archery. I've done the battleship. I've done all those.
8-ball?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Paintball?
I don't think I've done paintball.
Okay.
Maine's looking to paint a strike over the plate though right now as Corchado down to count 2-0. Runners on the corners and 1 out. In an 8-2 ball game. Corchado lifts that one in the air to right field, and you can kiss that one goodbye. Corchado goes big fly to right. Post.
Here we go.
Gonna open up the scoring on this one. And it's now an 11-2 ball game as Chris Corchado goes yard to right field.
Here we go.
Into the Waterbury night.
What a time to not have the camera out.
Our camera person for the night had to go. We love you, Bianca. That was Bianca left a few minutes ago, I think.
Right there.
That one goes foul.
You think she just took it with her?
Chris Corchado goes yard, and it's 11-2. So now with one more run this inning, Post would put the mercy rule into effect, which means they could end things in the top half of the 7th with 3 outs. And honestly, as that one's popped into center field by Brennan, that one's going to be caught in center.
That was a crazy.
By Phil Zame.
Crazy inning. Crazy play.
Well, the inning's not over yet,
No,
Grace.
I know. Hey.
It's only 2 outs.
The brain is not braining right now.
In a way, you know, you never – I mean, we love our baseball and stuff. But you're almost rooting at this point to get the 7-inning mercy rule, too, if you're Post, because it also gets you out of here sooner when you have a doubleheader tomorrow afternoon.
True.
And you have to come right back and play again against a tough Goldie Beacom team. The quicker you can get out of here and without having to use too many pitchers, the better. Mainz, that one hits off of him. And, well, at least, no, that's going to be hit off of Karen. I believe that'll go down as a – actually, you know, honestly, I'm not sure. That could go down as either a hit or an error because it did initially hit off him, making it a hard play, but also the throw would have beat him. We'll see how that one's scored. That one is the tough one, actually. Karen's on second with the potential to make it a 10-run game. And why this is so big, too, is Joe Christiana hasn't been pulled, so that would be only 3 pitchers used in today's doubleheader and 2 pitchers used yesterday. So the Post bullpen really not having to do too much, but the Dominican bullpen will have to do something here. Maine's coming off the mound. We're going to hop off the air for a couple seconds here on the Nest Network. All right, we're back, and we found Bianca. Bianca's right behind us now.
Hey guys.
So Bianca was here. She didn't leave, but she just didn't have the camera for the moment. That yeah, she's frozen, and rightfully so. We're not even outside, and we're cold. As that ball goes by the glove of Negro, and over to third goes Karen. Julian Bacchero is in, the sophomore, trying to get out of this inning. If Post were to get that run in, it could be the end of the game in the top of the 7th, but they have to get one more run in. That one's inside for a ball, 2-0. For all of you UConn fans, Purdue just beat NC State by 13, which means UConn will play Purdue if they beat Alabama later tonight. Fouled back towards me. Count moves to 2-1. So Bacchero in, trying to avoid the 10-run mercy rule potential scenario, as they'd still have to play the 7th. Popped up on the infield by Rivera.
Drop it.
And nearly dropped by the second baseman
Shucks.
in Deonta. Head to the 7th, 11-2, Post. All right, we're back here in the 7th, and we're on air now with my co-host from the basketball tournament, Bianca Stiles,
Hello.
who's not very familiar with baseball. She told me one game before. But is very familiar with cricket, if I'm not mistaken. Cricket's popular in New
I
Zealand.
actually used to play cricket. No joke. I actually did.
Yeah, see, it's the opposite for me. I'm not familiar at all with cricket, but I'm very familiar with baseball, clearly, or else I wouldn't be on the air right now for this, as Negro is at the plate against Christiana. We also have Hannah Marriott and Sierra Tarantino behind us as well.
Hello.
So we've got a full house. Again, it's getting late, so we're all kind of a little loopy. It's been a long day, and a big shout-out to everybody to my left and most of the people. Well, I mean, I'll give shout-out to everybody behind me because you guys also had to play a women's soccer game today.
Woo.
Which I don't know if Sierra did, but Sierra played too. I wasn't sure because you're in season with the women's lacrosse team.
Sierra's a great dual athlete here at Post University.
She is. Not the only one. There's a lot of dual athletes that we have. Yes, that's right. Did Amber play today? Amber played today, right?
Amber did as well.
Negro swings and misses over to first is the wig bomb for the out. One out here in the top of the 7th, and that'll bring up Deonta to the plate for his first at bat. I've been here since 10 a.m. and then most of them rolled in around noon. So we're going on hour 8 or 9, and you guys also had to play a soccer game in between.
Yeah.
So
I love it.
also, Grace told me that it was 5-0, not 4-0.
It was 4-0.
Oh. Dancing with the 0-1 count now from Cristiano, who's still out there. Cristiano's only at 77 pitches coming into this at bat. And that one doesn't break back over, so it's a ball 1-1. Bianca, how much have you learned in these last few weeks of watching baseball here? I know that you told me your first game that you worked for us, you had never seen a baseball game in your life before.
Yeah, that's true. We don't have baseball down under in Australia and New Zealand.
I thought New Zealand had a national team for some reason that participated in the...
I mean, I actually haven't been home. Like, I've been out of the country pretty much for like 5 years, so maybe they do now.
Oh, okay.
No idea.
That would make sense. I thought they've competed in the World Baseball Classic. Derek just shook his head yes down to my left. So I guess you got to get back home and check out your New Zealand
I'm pretty
national
sure,
team.
like, the baseball team, like, if anything, they do the underarm. They don't do overarm pitching.
That would be softball then.
Okay, yeah. I think maybe we have a softball men's team, but definitely not a baseball men's team.
Grounded over to Cornwell at short. It's bobbled. He fields, fires, 2 down. And then we got Hannah behind me, who's from Scotland. So she was just saying that they have a softball or a baseball team there. She doesn't know. Yeah, I'm looking. You guys do have a national team that competed in the World Baseball Classic.
Oh, that's awesome. Go us.
I don't recognize any of the names on it, but you guys do have a national team now, as that one is a ball.
Oh, my gosh. I actually recognize someone.
Richmond at the plate. Who do you know?
19, Connor Gleason. I actually played with him at Well, he played at the same school as me at Gardner Webb
Oh.
in North Carolina. Shout out, Connor Gleason.
It's a small world. Martinez chops that one down the third base line. Cristiano's just going to pick it up, and there's no play there, so reaching safety will be Richmond. I'm sorry. Martinez was the pinch hitter that came in. That was Steven Martinez, the freshman outfielder now that just batted. Richmond was in that spot, and now it's going to be Bryant Bassett, who's another player who came in later. Eleven to 2 post. If they can hold Dominican off the scoreboard here and get one in the bottom of the inning, they would get the mercy rule. And then we'll pick a couple players to talk to. We'll probably talk to Jake Bowman, and Chris Corchado, who had the big home run. Cristiano deals for a strike. Count 1-1. One count here, and that one's in there for a strike. 1-2. One, two as they get ready for Cristiano trying to get out of this inning unscathed. That one's fouled off. Whoa. Into the mesh. What are the odds? So Bianca does have a picture with one of the New Zealand World Baseball players. She just showed us. 2-2 count. We are learning so much tonight. Swung and a miss by Bassett. We'll head to the bottom of the 7th inning. 11-2 post. Looking to close out this one if they can get a run. All right, Hunter Keller's up to the dish, and stepping in with me is Sierra Tarantino, who's
On the beat.
on the beat. She wanted to say that coming in. Sierra, welcome aboard.
Hello, thank you for having me.
So Sierra's one of the dual sport athletes we were talking about. You played today for women's soccer. I mean, you played 4 years here for women's soccer.
Mm-hmm.
But now you're playing lacrosse this spring.
Yep.
What's that been like for you as Keller flies that one into right field and coming over to try and grab it? No one's going to grab it. It's going to drop between a few fielders, and they'll do it again. So what's it been like?
You know, it's something new. Nice to gain new knowledge from a new sport. I've never played before, but yeah, something different.
And did you get I don't remember exactly. Did you get an assist or did you catch a ball? I was told you got a stat.
I think I smacked it to the ground, so I guess that's like a cross turnover or something.
Oh, okay. So you got a cause turnover.
Yeah.
As Keller is hit by the pitch, and he'll walk down to first. So
I smell a home run.
a home run would end it. If a run scores, it would also end it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you guys have the 10 goals, and then the clock runs. We just have 10 runs, and we get a mercy roll.
I just learned that today.
Just learned that today? It's happened a few times for you guys this year.
No, I mean in baseball.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, if Coach Delfino is listening right now, she would not be pleased to hear that you didn't know that there's a running clock for
No, I learned that this
for that. Okay, good. It's in there for a strike, 1-1 to Sawigbaum. And what was your experience like playing soccer for all those years? You got to see a few different coaches, Coach Steph and now Coach Renato.
Yeah, I also went to a JUCO before I came here.
Oh, that's right.
Yep. Ooh.
Grounded back up the middle. There's going to be no play anywhere as that glanced off the glove of the second baseman. Again, there's been a lot of changes, so excuse me if that went off of Deonta's glove. And they'll be first and second now, so a hit may very well end this game for Post.
Mm-hmm.
What was your favorite memory from your senior year this year?
Ooh.
I know it was a rough year wins loss wise, but
You know, just being with the team every day. You know, just love my teammates. Couldn't do it without them.
1-0 count. That one's outside to Danny Gill. Count moves to 2-0. How much do you know about baseball?
Honestly, I'm from Pennsylvania, so I watch the Phillies here and there. But I don't know much. I know home runs and outs.
That one's fouled off, so you saw Chris Corchado's home run, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah.
It sounded like you were questioning if you saw it.
Maybe. I think so.
It was hard to miss with the way it left the stadium so fast last inning.
Was I in the bathroom for that one? I don't remember. Yes. Oh, snap. I guess I missed it.
Because the camera was up here.
Oh, snap.
That one's popped in the infield. Nope, that's going to get to the outfield. It looked like it was on the infield.
Huh?
Maya's going to make the catch, so one away. And now I'll bring the top of the lineup in Michael Pavlicek, who earlier this year ended a game with a walk-off single in the 7th inning to make it a 10-run mercy roll. Did you score a goal this year? I thought you did something this year.
I did.
Okay.
Yep.
That's right, against Bloomfield.
Yep.
Okay, now I remember.
Should have heard the celebration.
That one's outside for a ball. It's a Pavlicek. Baquero still on the mound. What are your thoughts on assistant volunteer coach and graduate assistant Sydney Rutherford, your former teammate?
Oh my gosh, I love her. The best. One of the best players I've ever played with. She went to my JUCO too, actually.
Oh, she did?
Mhm.
I didn't even know she did JUCO.
Yep.
It was fouled off to the left. 1-1 count to Pavlicek coming. Grounded through the right side by Pavelchak and coming around to score. I don't think Meyer realized that was going to do it. He threw it to short. And Maya doesn't realize this game is over. He just walked back out to right field. So Pavelchak wins the game for Post, as that's a 10-run mercy roll, and the press box is going crazy up here for it. As Post wins 12-2 in 7 innings. Hannah and Bianca doing the we can go home dance behind me. Post gets the doubleheader sweep, but we're not done here. We'll take a quick break, and we'll get you a couple of interviews up here on the Nest Network. Post wins Game 2, 12-2. Test, test. Test, 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 test. Test 1 2 3. Test 1 2 3. All right, we're back here on the Nest Network with Jake Bowman. Jake, you came in that final inning. You need to get 2 outs to get out of that jam. How did you do it? Your freshman pitcher in a big situation there with only a 2-run lead, and then it was a 4-3 game with 2 outs.
The biggest thing for me was just knowing that in my preparation before the game is that I put myself into those situations mentally. So when it came to that point in the game and it was a reality, I felt like I've been there before. And I just made sure to keep my composure and just go with my best stuff and attack.
And what was it like getting that final out? I saw you guys all, bumping chests and everything. What was it like? That's a big moment for you. It's your second save of the year, but still a big situation as you guys are rolling through conference play right now with only that 1 loss to Felician.
It was amazing. The energy was great. Being able to be that guy in that situation, I just knew that when my name was called upon, I had a job to take care of. And getting that last strike against a team that put up a really good game and a really good fight in Dominican, it's kudos to them. And I just executed a pitch, and I just knew that in that situation, that's what I needed to do.
And now you guys have 2 more tomorrow. You got another against Bridgeport on Tuesday. You've got a lot of games back to back to back because of all this rain after you got 8 days off. But you didn't have to use a lot of pitchers in this doubleheader or yesterday. So what's the feeling like for you guys going into this next doubleheader against the not nationally ranked, but the receiving national votes team in Goldie Beacom tomorrow?
Yeah, without a doubt. Goldie Beacom is a very good team. They're having a really good year this year, but we're confident in the guys that we have for tomorrow. And we just know that we take us over anybody. Like, we're confident, and we know that no matter who we put out there, that we have a chance.
Jake Bowman, our Game 1 hero of the day, and then we're going to bring in Chris Corchado, who had a big 3-run home run in Game number 2, helped kind of spark that big run rally. We were all cheering up here when that happened because we were hoping we'd get that 7-inning mercy roll to send us home a little early, and I'm sure you guys wanted to get out of here a little bit early because now you guys have to play tomorrow against Goldie Beacom at 1 o'clock, not noon still, but do you guys have a quick turnaround? How do you get ready for tomorrow?
You just get a good night's sleep and just prepare like if it's any other game.
And then what was that 3-run home run like? What did you see on that pitch? I mean, that thing, I might still be trying to land in the in the parking lot. That thing took a long ride out of here.
Yeah, it was a 2-0 pitch. I was just looking for, something to hit hard, and he threw a middle in, and I just turned on it.
3 RBIs in Game number 1, too, to help lead the team. But that first one in the first inning, that double, it was, I don't know, from up here it didn't look fair to me. But what did you see on that one? Did it look fair to you?
I was running out of the box, so whatever the umpire called, they called it, so.
And you've been pretty much you've been at first base pretty much all year long. You've been playing there or you've been DHing, whether or not. And you've had to make some tough plays with the help of Evan Cornwell throwing over to you on some tough plays he's made in the gap. How have you really been able to limit the errors that you guys have had as a team, especially at such a hard spot in the corner over there?
Look, it's just we have a good infield coach, and they get us prepared every single day to take on all these challenges, so it's just whatever.
Chris Corchado, our Game 2 player. Post wins this doubleheader. Second game of this one, 12-2. Take Game 1, 4-3. We'll see you back here tomorrow afternoon as the Eagles will take on Goldie Beacom in a pair of games getting ready to get underway at 1 o'clock p.m.